Okay, hello YouTube and welcome to the Zero Motorcycles SR. It's electric, zero noise. I've got a broken mirror, that's not good. Zero engine. We're going uphill, we're going up Bog Hill, so this should be an interesting ride. So yeah, Zero Motorcycles there. I think they're an American, I don't know if they're American made, they're certainly an American company based in California who do these electric bikes. I'm going to ignore that mirror because it's just flopping around. I could put it right, but it won't last long. So, we've got 71% charge. So, I can't remember what the range is on these. You've got about 160 miles, I think. I will put the correct number up on the screen, and it also depends on which battery you opt for, because you can have a bigger battery for a better range, but at the sacrifice of having longer recharge times. And the recharger isn't bad. You can just plug it into a normal household electrical socket at home, and it can be fully charged in about 9 hours. So yeah, you can stick it on overnight. Or yeah, you can have the I can't remember what they call it, but there's another option that you can buy which turbocharges it from a level 2 charge point. I have no idea what any of that means, by the way. But yeah, you can charge it up in like 2.5 hours, something like that. So yeah, it's not completely terrible, to be honest. But if you think about it, if you certainly from a commuting point of view, I think that this is where these sort of bikes are going to be ideal. Is commuting. You can charge it up overnight at home, and you've got a full tank, as it were, to last you getting to work and back or whatever. And yeah, you've not gone to a petrol station to fill up and spent 20 quid on a tank of fuel. And I think, well, the prices they're quoting for a full charge, I think in electricity money is, I suppose it depends on what tariff you're on, but it's a couple of quid. So yeah, very, very cheap to run, of course. Very low maintenance, because there's no engine, so there's no spark plugs, there's no engine oil to change, no filters, all that sort of stuff. There's just nothing. There's no gearbox. It is just a battery and a motor. Battery, you get a 5-year warranty, and it's an unlimited miles warranty as well. So really, it all sounds very, very good. So really, it all boils down to what is it actually like to ride? Well, we'll soon find out, because we've only just started the ride, so I've not really got a feel for it yet. But we've just come up Box Hill, and that's used 2% of battery. So and we are in eco mode. So in eco mode, it's fairly tame actually. When I was pulling away, I was turning the throttle expecting it to sort of start lunging forward, but it didn't. It was very gentle, and yeah, very gentle at pulling away. See, pulling away here, yeah, in eco mode, wasn't quite as brisk as I would expect from an electric motor. So we're going to put it in sport mode in a minute. So sport mode. Custom, no, we don't want custom. Sport. Oh, speaking of custom, yeah, you get there's an app, and you can tweak all the performance settings and stuff, which is pretty cool. Right, we're in sport mode now, and I can already feel the response is massively improved. Wow! Oh, that's got some torque. Yes, torque. 146 Newton meters. 146. That's. Let's try and put that in some kind of perspective. The BMW S1000RR has, I think, about 112 Newton meters of torque. This has got 146. Yes, it's electric, so it gets to do that sort of stuff. Bloody hell! I've never felt anything like that before on a bike. That was like making the jump to hyperspace, I'm sure. Just the sheer acceleration from it. I'm not sure what the 0 to 60 is, but it can't be very much. Yeah, the acceleration is incredible. And you get, it's just nothing but wind noise, obviously no engine noise. Yeah, it is, it's just the wind that you get. And that, in a way, that is quite scary because they're silent, people aren't going to hear you coming. That's one of the main concerns about electric vehicles, is they're too quiet. People are just going to pull out on you and stuff. I mean, it's bad enough when you have got an engine. With even a loud exhaust, you still get people pulling out on you that don't see you and things. So yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some issues there. Okay, I'm just sort of having a glance at the display there. There's a power output and regen. I think this regenerates some of its power under engine braking. Well, it's like motor braking, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, some kind of like KERS type of technology, I guess. Kinetic Energy Recovery System. I do pay attention sometimes. So that's probably why it's got a decent range on it, is because it actually reclaims back some of the power when you're not using it. Let's talk about the actual ride itself, suspension and handling wise. Seems, well, standard really. There's not really anything special or bad about it. It's pretty normal, I would say. Maybe a little on the hard side, but I think that's more the seat. The seat does feel like it is made of plastic and not some kind of cushioned material. So yeah, the seat's a bit hard, but I don't think it's, well, I mean, not really been on the road. We're not going to be on the road long enough to know whether it's going to be any good for long periods of time. It's not uncomfortable. It just, I'm aware that it's hard. That's all. So I'm not sure how that will fare up on longer journeys. It does feel quite light and nimble. I mean, it's 180 odd kilos, but it doesn't feel like it. It's flicking around quite nicely. Looks like we're coming to the end of it. So yeah, it was only a short ride. The event itself here that they've had is, to be honest, hasn't really been the best organised. I was supposed to be going out at 11. I don't know what time we actually did end up getting out. But yeah, I was about to jump on a bike and then they said, oh no, this guy was booked in at 10:30 or something. So yeah, they're running well behind with the test rides and stuff. So yeah, it's not as well organised as the Yamaha Nikon one the other week. But anyway, that's, you're not here for that, you're here for the bike. So anyway, I hope that was of use to some people. Ah, that's better, we've got some noise now. So just some additional thoughts on the Zero electric bikes, because yeah, I know that test ride wasn't a very long one, so I didn't have much time to really go into much. So with all those things being said, you know, about not needing to worry about refueling with petrol and no engine servicing and things like that. Yeah, what's the sort of cost of this sort of thing? And that particular one I was on, the SR, was, I think the standard on the road price starts from £16,000. So, yeah, in the long run, it's probably worth it, because the amount of money you'd save on petrol and servicing costs. But if you're not going to have it for very long, then it is, yeah, probably not worth it at all. yeah, I want to say, I suppose if you're doing a lot of miles and a lot of commuting, then and you plan to keep it for several years, then yeah, it's probably worth it. But I'm not so sure myself. But anyway, that's the price of these things. I think for electric vehicles to really take off, they've got to have the range improved, and they've also got to have a more competitive price, really, because otherwise, yeah, you might as well just stick with petrol, and that's not going to last forever, unfortunately. They've also got to improve the infrastructure of the electric charging stations as well, because in the grand scheme of things, there's not very many of them. However, there's not that many electric cars on the road at the minute, so it's not so bad. But they are getting more and more popular. I'm seeing a lot more Teslas on the road. So yeah, charging stations have yeah, they've got to roll out more charging stations. But then also the whole electrical grid infrastructure has got to improve, because I think at the minute it's pretty much pushed to its limits as it is. So if you imagine all these cars that are on the road at the minute and suddenly being turned to electric cars, that's going to be a lot more of a demand from the grid. So yeah, it's got to improve, otherwise we're going to be stuffed. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Anyway, other than the future, well, yes, they certainly are showing potential, but the price has got to come down, really, for it to be justifiable to buy one. I'd say, yeah, they've got to come down in price. Now, I'm not sure why. I mean, £16,000, I can't see why, to be honest. It's got nothing apart from the motor and battery. I can't see how any of that costs significantly more than what it costs to make an engine and all the engine components. Surely, if anything, it'll be cheaper, because I'm pretty sure it should be a lot simpler. But I don't know these sorts of things. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole Zero thing. I'm not sure where the local dealer is to me. If there is anyone close by that does do Zero bikes, then I might well try some of the others in the range, because they do a supermoto kind of thing. If I could fit on that, I might give that a go. And some of the ones in the range as well, so yeah. We'll see. Still early days for electric bikes yet, isn't it? So who knows? Anyway, thank you all for watching. Ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!